Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? Today we're going to be working on gear on Wicked Mickey. I'm going to be talking equipment, gear pretty much, and everything related to a rally trap gear set. So we're going to go ahead and just right off the gate, pop 100. Oh, okay, that's... Alright, I mean, I'll take the Star Scrolls, I guess. Two more Astrolite chests. Now, as far as Astrolite is concerned, not any particular rush. Here's some monstrous. Ooh, there we go. We got a epic coin minimum. That's not too bad. Looks like we got a lot of commons, but that's okay. To be expected. All right, let's see here. Ain't too bad. Not great, but not bad, you know. Just on the alternative gear sets. Those are rare. Not bad. That could have been better, but all right. I'm not particularly focusing in on the new sets. Oh, okay. A rare Crimson Mane is pretty good, actually. Oh, and we even got 2 epic Blazing Embers. Cool. Rare stuff, though. Okay. And some speeds. Don't really care, to be quite honest. Kind of fluff at this point. I'm just going to be holding on to them. Okay, I was hoping I'd at least get a Halo. I didn't even get any. Okay, 1500. It's still better than nothing. We'll try to pop this one around 56. Okay, there's 2 Bloodsuckers. And only 3 commons. It's not really helping me build my set, but it's okay. And oh man, we only got 1 uncommon. God damn it. And we got 3 more uncommons. Okay. Okay, there we go. I got an epic terror seat. That's not bad. An epic jade orb. That's good. And another uncommon main. You know, I don't know. We might be working on a champ set here. Well, anyway. That said, as you might imagine, my gear's probably not doing terribly hot. Wouldn't expect it to be, anyway. Really kind of hoping at some point I'll have enough rares to set that purple up. And then on the Blight Ring, like we might have enough now to set it up to 5. But we don't have the rares to do it yet. Make it mythic. Even if I did, I don't know if I'd want to. Let's see. We're on our way to our 3rd Curse Skull, so that's progress. Yeah, we're not far off from a mythic Winter Mitts. Oh, what about Talons? Yeah, we're about halfway through Talons. What about Firewall Plate? We're gonna need a lot of embers, but yeah, we still need a lot of those too. What about Bumble? So we got our 2nd rare, so now we're kind of working on our 6th piece there, but that's better than nothing. What about our Beast Helm? Okay, so we've got exactly 2. So we've got a long ways to go still on our gear, but the main thing, and really kind of the reason why I'm showing you this is just what I got for gear. The main thing is getting jewels. That's going to be a real tough thing to do. Mainly in part because what we need to aim for is mainly these events here. So like 575,000 points gets us a chest, and we need to get those points. So we just go ahead and mix them. And that's pretty much that, you know, I mean, there's really not much to it. Of course, I could probably micromanage, spend the gems, but I'm not going to. Oh, let's go ahead and do these dailies real quick. We got Elite here. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Okay. One of the things, I guess, and this is really getting into the gear part of it, right? All right. The one thing I will tell you is you know, ultimately what I'm looking for in my gear set right now. This is what I'm using. It's not ideal. but I'd prefer to have like an ambrosial, and then in place of this, I'd rather have like another blight ring. But, you know, obviously beggars can't be choosers, especially when you're running on the low bare minimum. Even now, it's like, you know, it's kind of like I could use Mets here, but I'm using the Codex because you're going to get cav and range, and you're just really not wanting to lose out on any of that attack stat. You know, same reason here is just more cav and range, so that you can that way buff, you know, as much as you possibly can your cav and range, and the only thing it's deficient in is infantry. I mean, really, about the only thing I can tweak in here to make it better would be just that ambrosial, and then maybe swap the fear drum out for something like another ambrosial, or maybe even throwing in another blight ring or something along those lines, because that way you can really buff the HP part of it without getting too tacked on into any one stat, while the bonuses out of a full gold or even mythic ambrosial will really carry the weight. But as you might imagine, there's not a whole lot of benefit in the current set of stats I've got on this account, so the only thing I can work on really is jewels and work on stats and gear, and that's really all there is to it. Beyond that, working up that gym count and being able to basically hold off rallies is pretty much where I'm at as far as this account is concerned. And I mean, obviously, yes, you're wondering, I do have Tailwind complete now. I have Bull Shaman's ability complete, and I have Magus's ability complete. And I really don't think this was necessary by any amount. I'm just thinking that, well, chances are, if 10% of my troops have fallen, I want to try and do the most amount of damage in that rally as quick as I possibly can. And then I did think about using this as opposed to the 10%, because then you're only losing, you know, 4% to kick in 9% of a bonus. But the cost associated with this is a lot more difficult to acquire right now. And so rather than do that, I'm just going to basically tack on the fragment bonuses and just work on getting these to 10. Because that's really about the only thing that makes more sense to me at this time than it does anything else. Aside from that, though, I mean, really, gear-wise, in a perfect world, so like right now, if a person's wanting to get lots and lots and lots, you want to do things like this. Because this is how you can really, like, how do you say, maximize the amount of rares you get. It's things like Kingdom Tycoon, or whenever you've got those events where effectively, like Labyrinth, here coming soon is Phantom Knight, and Phantom Knight's a pretty good opportunity to basically raise up a stupid amount of Holy Stars, and then you can turn around and wait until like a monster related event shows up, and then you can just spam the Holy Stars on that to get yourself the rares that you would need in your gear sets. And that's what I plan on doing primarily for like the Talons and the Firewall Plate. I'd love to do it if I could do it for like Halos and stuff like that, but I don't think I can. The only way I can do it is through Tycoon. Beyond that, I don't know. I feel like if IGG were to add monsters to the existing rotation, that would be kind of nice, but since that's not really an option on the table as far as I know right now, the only thing I really can do is just kind of play with what I have. And that said, you know, it's like, if, as you can tell, at least accessory-wise, it's also entirely plausible that maybe what I do is I actually start working on the champ side of it instead, because I do have a pair of Striders, and I could also work on a plate. And I don't know, depending on how many more mains I get like that are just completely random and by luck, it may be possible to even work up a champ piece enough that I actually might have a fairly decent champ piece over a period of time. But again, not really pushing it, you know, not stressing it, because again, just to acquire one of those pieces and get it to Mythic is an absurd amount of money. So I'm not going to try and really focus down on that too hard, just for that reason alone. It's just not worth it to me. The main thing I'm going to focus in on really is just basic stuff, which is mostly gems and resources. Because at this point, I really don't think, statistically speaking, at 300 to 400%, I can't get much better, and with a 200% lapse on a 10% jump, is about as good as it's going to ever get. And even in the best of circumstances, really all you can do is get a leader boost, and, you know, and the other circumstances pop an altar boost. pop a 50 or a 70% army attack boost. I mean, you're really limited by, just what you have access to. And obviously, if you have fort boosts or any of that nature type stuff, it's like you really get cut down just to what you have available to you. And most of the time, I haven't really gone so far as to invest heavily into artifacts, for example, but that's something else that we'll look at. And again, my mythos for that is really straightforward. It's just basically focused down on anything that's not Fury related for now. I mean, I'll do Fury probably after the fact, but I'd rather get the core stat bonuses without Fury done or somewhat close to done, just to get the maximum return I can get possible. Okay, so let's see here. What are we gonna get? 1,000 gems, 1,000 gems, and 300. No, that's not too bad. 2,300 gems is better than nothing. I'll take it. But yeah. So the one thing that I would say is, as far as where I'm at in the game, that's really kind of where things are right now. It's just kind of building up gear and working on the account and actually getting a fairly large arsenal of gems. Because that's a pretty important thing if you're going to be a trap account in this game, is you need to be able to basically rebuild. Because it's not uncommon to lose like 400,000 to 500,000 or so. I mean, it's like really not uncommon at all to like lose more than 400,000 to 500,000 or so T2. And so like my current comp right now is 5 mil, 5 mil, 4.3 mil, and then 1.7 mil and 1.8 million here. And then I got 10k trebs, 306k catapults, and 243k ballista to be at 409 mil. And it's, within reason. I mean, I'm expecting to lose troops. But I don't know. I mean, like right now the infirmary is 428. So I would expect to lose anywhere between 5 to 800k even in counter right now. Now I could step it up, work on it a little bit more, and get in, say the 5 to 600% bracket with my gear. And really about that all does is, in the worst case scenario, if you got time to switch gear, you've got your arsenal packed to the punch, and you should be able to withstand a full T5 rally. But it's, I don't know. I mean, it's, even though you can do that, I don't know if it's really a good idea. It's like, even though you can do it, it's not usually going to pay out that well, even if you've got a 200 or 300% bonus going for you, because more often than not, the guy is more than likely going to have 800 to 900% anyway. So that 200% lapse, while it's significant, right? But I almost wonder if I'd be better off just building up my resource count and building up my gem count, because those are really the only two things that are going to be significant in the event that you actually get hit. But gear-wise, I mean, yeah, that's what my gear looks like right now. I in the best case scenario, right? Like right now, my champ set, I'm like, it's not even really very good. As you can see, I could even get like a blue. See, that's the thing. I've got a purple. I got 3 blues, 2 commons. It's really crazy to think that my alt is already kind of starting to work on a really okay set of stuff. But the one thing I was thinking about was the stride. Because the stride, if you get a stride to like legendary, the cool thing is that's going to give me an inf bonus of 40%. And when, at mythic, obviously that's 56%, which, I mean, plus the 14, that's a fairly significant jump. Yeah, that's almost, what, 70% roughly? So, I mean, you can't really argue with that. It's really, really good. But, of course, I don't know. With the current set I have, it's just kind of a matter of time until things kind of go their own way. But that said, I hopefully will get around to getting the other pieces done, but that's pretty much that. If you guys want to check out my last video, I basically just show you how I went about rebuilding all of this and pretty much getting to where it is now. So hopefully you guys will stick around for the next video that's coming up, because I am going to show you how I made this account. So stay tuned.